Everybody, it's Christopher Dixieland Farm, and I am now old enough where I need readers. So these aren't prescription, but I couldn't see what I was doing without these. So this is it. This is where we've started going downhill. He's acting up too, and my turntable's acting up. Oh, not this. It's okay. I mean, as you know, I'm getting more into digital than analog at the moment anyway, and I've been doing a lot of needle drops, doing a lot of transfers of my records, and so Marissa was watching The Voice. I didn't want to watch The Voice, and I've got the headphones on, and I'm splitting up the tracks that I recorded. I'm up to like 20 albums by this point, and I hear a hum when it gets quiet. I'm like, oh, not this hum. Hum is like one of the harder things to kind of track down. Bzz, easy, hard, and I'll put a sample in so you can kind of hear it. The volume will be low, but still, if you're interested. And looking on the graph, it's louder in one channel. All right, well, these things are internally grounded, the U-turns. And so I played around with the grounding and switching, and that didn't do it. But I figured I knew exactly what was going on. When I played, I put the needle on the record, but I did not turn it on, and I heard no hum. If it was a grounding issue, I would hear hum the whole time. The fact that I didn't hear hum while it was on means two things: that I'm either picking up magnetic fields due to the motor, or the motor is vibrating too much. So I emailed U-Turn. One of the reasons why I bought a U-Turn was because they are in America and they have great customer service, and they do. I sent them an MP3 file. I told them exactly what was happening, and we both determined, yep, it's most likely the motor. They said, they didn't even ask me for like the serial number or anything. They just said, okay, we'll send you a new motor. Just give us your address. So a new motor's coming, and they're like, oh, you can do it, and they give a link to a video, and you can. It's one screw, and this thing pops out in a connector. But while I have the motor out here, I just wanted to show it to you. So it's just a little motor with a rubber basket that it basically stays in, so that way it's not really touching the plinth. It's separated by the rubber. However, this thing vibrates so much that when I took it out, the vibration was radiating down those cables, and enough to move the thing underneath and find its way into the plinth, into the spindle, up the spindle, and back in through the microphone on the stick here. So that is where I'm at. We're going to cut to putting the new motor in, and let's see what that does for us, okay? See, just the rubbers holding it. Can you hear it? And you can even feel vibrations all the way into the power cord here. I don't feel it in the screws holding the power supply board, but still, I'm suspecting the new motor will not do this. Here we are a week later. The part came. Let's put it in and see how we do. Okay, I've installed the motor, and we will see. We have to hook it up to find out. Alright, so here we are with the solution so far. There is a inner tube tire for a wheelbarrow there, and then there's the normal tile, stone tile that I use, and then the record player itself, and you can see that it, wobbly, but it does eliminate the vibrations from the heat pump and the motor bouncing back into each other and amplifying, but we're going to try something else. So here is what we're going to try next, without the inner tube first, see if we can get away without it. It's a very heavy paver that I got at Lowe's for under $4. So it's just a big pad of cement, and we're going to see if that will be good enough. If not, then we'll try it with the tire tube underneath it, just like the tile setup that we have right now. So interesting results here. This is the paver with no isolation. So we've got 39 dB where the noise starts. With isolation, all the way up to about 31 dB. So worse with isolation. But with the tile that I had and the isolation, about 43, 44 dB. So definitely the better out of everything so far. But I'll keep trying different materials and seeing if we get any better. So I've been doing a lot of experimenting back and forth with the tires. So the wheelbarrow tire, did I say that right? I think I did. Was what I was using. Pretty thick. I deflated it, so it's about half the size. Online, people keep suggesting use a tire for a bike. So 12-inch tire, got it at Walmart for $4. You know, definitely much smaller. And they say deflate it as much as you can, but I found that actually inflated a fair amount worked best. Still not done experimenting. Still got more to do. So you'll constantly see new clothes. All right, so I did try different platforms. So originally I had this tile here, but this tile, it's got a little bit of a little ring to it. Not much. There we go. A little bit of a ring to it. So I used that as a template, went ahead and bought MDF. This is only 1/2 inch thick. Also, it's different sound. I tried doubling up the pieces so I get kind of a 1-inch thick piece, but that didn't do as well as the single piece. So I just decided to do the single piece with the tire. I also tried doing a sandwich, MDF tire MDF, and that didn't work out any better either. So at the end of all of this experimenting, the best I got was a noise floor of -42 dB. If the heat pump is not on, I get down to -55 dB. However, that is on the graph. What can I hear? So I did a proper ABX test. So what that is, in case you don't know, you've got sample A, sample B, and then sample X. And you have a computer program. You listen to A, you listen to B, you listen to A, B, as much as you want, and try to figure out which one is X. Is it A or is it B? So that way you can tell if you can hear a difference. And I statistically worked out to, with the tile, 6 out of 10. So a little better than flipping a coin, and 7 out of 10 with the MDF. And that was probably just luck. We're going to say it's basically probably a flip of the coin, that I can't really tell the difference. And I really did have a tough time listening. And with the MDF, I actually did a harder sample. I did the full music going at once. So, now, just because I can measure a difference doesn't mean it's audible, right? And that's why I did the ABX test. So when I listen to it, I don't really hear a difference. So I'm probably picking up a very low frequency content when the heat pump is on at this point. And so it's measuring not great, but I can't hear it. So does it matter? I don't know. I'm digitizing. I could move this whole digital setup out of the area it is. I can move it to the other side of the room. I don't want to do that because I like where my music is set up right where it is. Could just take out the turntable and everything, put it in a different room while I'm digitizing. I don't want to do that either. So I think at this point I'm going to live with it. I made an audible difference. I can't really tell the difference between no heat pump on and heat pump on, even though it does measure as well. If I can't hear it, I think I'm satisfied. I say that now, maybe I won't be. U-Turn did send me a new spindle assembly. I'll put it in. Unlikely it's going to do any different, but I'll put it in and test it anyway. But at this point of the story, what did we learn? We had two problems going on. Yes, I did have a turntable motor issue. It was vibrating, but that is not what I was really picking up. I was really picking up the heat pump. And I was picking up the heat pump with the motor, right? And think about this. If I was just picking up the heat pump, when I put the needle on the record without turning on the motor, I should have picked up the heat pump noise, but I didn't. I only picked it up when the motor was on and the heat pump. And the reason is because, this is what I think, the vibration of the motor was going down and being amplified by the heat pump motor or heat pump noise vibrations. So it got stronger than it really is in real life, which is why it measures well when the heat pump is off and not so well when it's on. Whew! There we go. The mystery is solved. Chris, are you really satisfied? Yeah, I think so. I can't find a butcher block cheaply. I'll keep an eye out at Goodwill, and maybe I'll try it. But I think at this point, I think I got it. I think I'm happy. So, from Dixieland Farm, take care, everybody.